Tygon Reality TV. Thank you very much. Let's start out with some fire eating. Now, fire eating is not to have originated in Mark. Now, I'm going to show you fire jumping the line. You might have heard firemen use the adage about fire jump the line. I'm going to show you what they mean by that. Think of a line right in between these two torches. Next, so I'm going to take this burning torch, place it in my mouth. You're going to watch the flame and the fire start to die, but just before it dies, it's going to jump right out of my mouth and land on the other torch. I will remind everyone, this happens very, very, very quickly. Don't blink or you're going to miss it. Now, this is a danger show, and I want to make sure we're all on the same page still. Do you want to see more danger? Good, because I wasn't changing up my show for anybody today. Next, I'll take this burning torch, place it in my mouth, and I'm going to set my mouth on fire, but only for a brief second. Then I'm going to purposely light my mouth right back on fire so that it looks like one of these. Watch.
Why? You want to stand up here? Oh.
Notice that most of you all did applaud, but some of you didn't. Don't make me point you out. I know who you are.
And you.
But you see, what that tells me is that some of you folks might have not been amused. So, for the few of you who were not amused, I'm going to go ahead and light my mouth completely on fire. Because I'm hoping you're going to throw money in my hat is why. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, we've got 2 more dangerous fire manipulations, and then we're going to have the big, giant fire finale, and then I'm going to swallow swords for you folks. Now, these next 2 ones, I'm serious, these ones really scare me. It's because I invented them. All right, next, I'm going to take this burning torch, place it in my mouth. This time you're going to watch all this fire soak down inside. What's happening there is I'm inhaling all of this burning fume and fire, and I'm going to hold it burning inside of me. Then I'm going to take this torch, place it over my head, and I'm going to exhale all the fire out and onto the torch. Sound impossible?
Yes.
Alright, I didn't hear this side at all. Let's try that one more time. Sound impossible? Yeah! Watch. Now, needless to say, I'm only doing this once. Ah! I'm just kidding. I got periscope.
Right here, buddy.
Here we go. Thank you very much. This one happens quickly. Not that this.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's insane.
Got it.
Go back.
Oh my gosh, I am so embarrassed right now. I am so embarrassed. Please excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Please excuse me. You see, I had some gas.
Come on.
Cut! Well, I told you the jokes got worse, but you stayed. That's not my fault. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you here are locals, but if you are a local, you probably know that Seaport Village was set for demolition in about 5 years. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's all they're big So, they invited a bunch of contractors in because this was basically leased land for the last 30 years. So they were probably going to put something really big up, like another hotel. But you see, what happened is about 3 weeks ago, they went and did a geographical survey of this entire property. Come to find out, there's a fault line going through the middle of this property, which means they can't build anything big. We're pretty much sure they're going to stay just like this. Yeah! So, if you happen to be walking through Seaport Village today, and the ground opens up, and you fall in, that's not my fault either.
No problem.
All right, I'm out here for 2 reasons. 2 really great reasons. The first and foremost is that I love bringing this extraordinary entertainment to everyone. You just don't see this on television. Well, at least not till lately. Now, some of you might have dropped in because you went, wait a second, I've seen this guy on television. Let's stop. Now, I've done television a couple of times. Maybe you've seen me on Ripley's Believe It or Not, Guinness World Records, CSI New York, CSI Las Vegas. I even did Cougar Town. Well, I was on the show. The Gong Show. But probably most of you might recognize me as the senior performer of AMC's Freak Show. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, okay, some of you didn't see it. All right, that's all right too. But you see, I look around at all your faces and it reminds me of the second reason I'm here. That look on your faces makes it almost worth it for me to be here doing this insanity. Now, I'm basically out here, folks. I'm risking my life for your entertainment. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If anybody knows that someone is risking their life for your entertainment, that's a no-brainer of what to tip the poor guy.
What was that?
The normal donation is cost anywhere between $5 and $10. $5 and $10 is normal for somebody risking their life for your entertainment. Unless you live in La Jolla. Now, for some of you out-of-towners who don't know, La Jolla is the rich section of San Diego. So if any of you out there are from La Jolla, you should be throwing a 20 or a 50 in there. Put in 100 and I'll follow you home. Wait. Wait, I got a better idea. Put the $100 bill in there so I don't follow you home. I make a horrible lawn jockey. Is it hot out here or is it just me? Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat fire, I forgot. Well, it's been hot, so I'm gonna share some of that heat with you. That is if I hear everybody, and I mean everybody, cheer, yell, applaud, or scream. You know I've got a big wind coming through here. This makes this extremely dangerous, and I'm gonna nix it if I don't hear everyone. Everyone, cheer, yell, applaud, or scream. Because this is extremely dangerous. Those fireballs I was blowing earlier, those were nothing. Those were small. Who wants to watch me blow my world famous atomic fireballs? Come on! That's right, you're everybody too. Alright. Now, what I've got here looks like a bottle of charcoal lighter fluid. I'd be lying to you if I told you it was straight charcoal lighter fluid, because it's not. I've been doing this for over 40 years, so I need some octane, you know, like a nitrous boost. So what do I do to achieve that? I mix this with white gasoline, which makes this extremely volatile. Now, you're not going to see just one act in this part. You're going to see two acts, because not only am I going to be breathing fire, but I'm also doing a very rare act called a regurgitation act. What I'm going to do is shut off the gate valve of my stomach, clamp it shut, and I'm going to drink this fluid till it goes to that gate valve, and it's going to fill my esophagus with this volatile fluid. I'm going to hold it in, and I'm going to bring it back up on command for 2 gigantic fireballs. Now, I know a lot of people are skeptical, and I always get one wise guy in the bunch, or wise girl, that always points at me and says, "You've got booze in there." No, I don't. Even if I did drink, I certainly wouldn't be mixing these two together. Now, I know I've got skeptics, so I'm going to let anybody over the age of 18 years of age take a whiff to ensure this is indeed charcoal lighter fluid and gasoline. Boy, you sniffed that for a while. Anybody else? Anybody else? She's shaking her head. Not 18 months, 18 years. Anybody else? Take a whiff, sir. That's gasoline and lighter fluid, correct? I'll be right there. Here, you take a sniff. Good. Gasoline and lighter fluid, correct? Pretty close. Pretty close. Take another sniff. It's definitely not vodka, right? Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I didn't want to have to make you drink some with me. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, I'm only laughing at myself, folks, because I'm thinking to myself, man, what will you do to make $1? Crazy. And ladies and gentlemen, Seaport Village does not pay me one single penny to be here. Who pays me to be here? All you kind and generous folks. So there's my hats. Here's my heart. Thank you.
You know my guy? What? You know my guy?
Salut! Salut!
So crazy. I can't even do that.
Wow, man. Don't be thinking about it. That was dope, though. It was. I can really
It's the little ones that scare me. Alright. This is the fire finale. Don't go anywhere. Next I'm swallowing swords. This is the best part of the show. The show gets more dangerous as we go along. Please just don't leave without putting anything in the hat. I know some people can't stomach this act. So, you'd hate it if somebody, didn't appreciate your job. So please, help me keep this here at Seaport Village. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, fire eating and fire breathing! Thank you very much. Cut. Okay, the reality, my everyday reality when I come here to work 3 times a week is that half of my audience will leave when I'm on intermission. So you're going to leave. You've just witnessed some amazing things. You're not going to witness this anywhere from this coast to the other. This is the only kind of street show like this. Give this young lady a big round of applause and give her the hat. First one to the hat. Because if you don't think this is a job, it is. Look, I'm sweating. Give that young lady a round of applause as well. All right. And hey, kids, remember, it's just like a game, so go back to your parents and get more of it. Give these two gentlemen a big round of applause. Give this young lady a round of applause, this young man, and this young man as well. We've got some more. All right. Now, give them all a big round of applause. Okay. I've got gasoline from here to here. I need to rinse the gasoline out. Give them all a round of applause. So I need to rinse the gasoline out, because if I don't, give everyone a big round of applause. There we go. Because if I don't, the sword will take the gasoline into my stomach, and I can't have that. So I'm going to rinse out. Give me 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to be back, finish show up with sword swallowing. Not only going to swallow one sword, I'm going to swallow a sword sandwich. What's that? In other words, that's multiple swords. Give that young lady a round of applause as well. Give me 15 seconds and let me rinse out. I'll be right back to finish the show. next is an ancient art form that is nearly 4,000 years old. This is the deadliest of all of the arts. I know this because I'm an authority on this art. As a matter of fact, this is also known as a dying art. Literally, it is. Since 1890, there's been nearly 30 deaths attempting to do what you're about to witness me do. And I kid you
Really sick people, including ourselves.
What I'm talking about is the ancient art of sword swallowing. What I have here is 22 inches of solid steel. It doesn't fold, it doesn't retract, it doesn't telescope. I'm not a magician. This is not a magic show. Everything you witness in this show is indeed 100% real. Obviously, that's a rigid blade. It just stuck right into that plywood. Get the point?
Yep. Let's do it. I'm ready for it. I want to see this so bad.
Family show. What do you expect?
Got my humor.
Now, I know that there's still some skeptics going, well, you've got to lock in the handle and you lock the blade before you throw it into the wood. No, I don't. Like I said, I'm going to verify everything. Watch carefully. This is the pommel, or the nut. It unscrews. This is what holds the sword together. This is the handle. It's completely empty. This is the knuckle guard. 4 pieces. That's known as the tang, or the rat tail. It's cut out of one solid piece of metal. Now, I know I still have skeptics, so anyone over the age of 18 is allowed to go ahead and handle this sword to verify it is indeed a real blade. Anyone. Here you go. Just don't bang it on the ground, because I gotta swallow it. I don't care what he does with it, because, I mean, I know it's real. As long as he's not picking his nose with it. That real sword, sir? Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? I have nothing to hide. Real sword, sir? Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Your hot moment's up. Anyone else? It's here. It's a real sword, isn't it? Thank you. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this sword back together, and I'm going to show you 3 swallowing stunts, including the drop, which is the swallow. We call that the drop in this business. And I'll do 2 stunts after that. Then after that, I'm going to swallow a sword sandwich. This just gets more dangerous as we go along. Oh, that's right. I was going to go ahead and swallow this, but I realized that she's had her hands on it. He's had his hands on it.
Oh, that's weak.
And someone else over here. Yeah, you had your hands on it. And the thing is I now have the faintest of where your hands have been. Don't tell me I don't like surprises. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, sir. Just kidding. No, I'm not. I really don't know where your hands have been. That's why I've got this antiseptic right here. I'm going to be placing it on the rag, wiping down the blade, because I really am swallowing this sword. Now, I'd like to ask the big question. The big question being is, how many people here have ever witnessed a professional sword swallower live and in person, not on TV or the movies? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. She says she's seen one. 4. All right, 4 people. Give that young man a round of applause for coming on up to the hat. 4 people. That is very minimal, considering the amount of people are here. Do you know only why 4 people raised their hand? That's because there are less less than 3 dozen, that's right, less than 36 professional sword swallowers left in the entire world. I'm in the top 3. Why? I'm gonna show you why. See this? This is a Chrysler car axle. This was retrieved off the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey show. During the Depression, when they would lose tent stakes, they would go to an auto yard because it was the cheapest thing to do. And they would pull the axles off of Model Ts, Model A's, Chryslers, anything they could. They were used as tent stakes. I am one of 3 people in history to swallow a full diameter car axle. Yeah. Thank you. And the other reason would be this. See how far I'll have to throw my arm out just to get that sword to my mouth? You're not going to see anyone swallowing a sword this long. Why? I currently hold the world record for the longest sword swallowed in history. Thank you. And I recontacted Guinness, and it looks like I'm gonna break my own record. So, yeah, expect that up. I expect to hear from him in like 2 months. We'll probably start filming, and it should be out in about 3 at the latest. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take this blade, place it in my mouth, tilt my head back. The sword is gonna start its journey down past the pharynx, past the larynx, down the esophagus, until it gets about right here. And when it gets right there, it's actually gonna start kicking my heart forward 3/4 of an inch in order for the sword to pass the heart. The only thing between the sword and the heart is the wall of my esophagus. It's very, very thin. The blade will continue going down between the lungs, down the esophagus, until it reaches the gate valve of the stomach. Now, normally you'll see people swallowing blades about this big. This is where I'm the top in the top 3. I'm one of only 3 people in the world that do this. The blade does not stop there. The blade is actually going to pass the gate valve of the stomach, entering the stomach until the tip touches the very bottom. In other words, here's your skin show, get ready. That blade is going all the way past my belly button. That's right, all the way past.
That's sick.
So when you see the sword in, I want to hear a big, giant round of applause. Because I won't be able to encourage anyone at that point. Because I'm going to have this sword down my throat. Ladies and gentlemen, you watched an amazing show, and it's not even over yet. You could have walked away at any point, but you came here and you chose to stay. And I mean this when I say this. The fact you're all still here and enjoying the show, that makes my heart happy. It really does. You see, because it lets me know that I'm doing my job. What's my job? Well, my job is here to amuse you, if not entertain you. And I've seen all your faces here for the entire show, so I know I entertain. Now, did anybody realize, not only on top of seeing these amazing feats, some of us had a couple of laughs, but did anybody realize that we conveyed this entire show today without using one bit of bad language? Come on, where's my family? Yeah! The answer is simple. This is tradition. What you're watching is a family-style circus street performance show. Now, for those of you who keep up in the news, 3 weeks ago today was the last time, after 146 years of entertaining America, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey finally folded their tent for the very last time. What you're seeing here is dying Americana. This would be known as a sideshow. It was in the side tent to the big top. I'm trying to keep this alive here. I want everybody to be able to enjoy this. So please, if you've enjoyed the show, you know the right thing to do. There's my hats. Here's my heart. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna come out after the show, and I'm gonna walk around all through the back, and I visit you personally with my magic hat. Yeah, thank you. How do I know this hat's magic? It's because every time I pull it out, everybody disappears. All right, I've got your sympathy. Ladies and gentlemen, the one last thing I ask is please, everybody, put your hands together and give all of yourselves a big round of applause for being such a great audience. Because a good show is worth nothing without a great audience. I can't thank you enough. I'm Murugan the Mystic. I'm 52 years old and still out here doing this. So you're only as young as you feel. All right, let's get this done. Now remember, after this, I'm gonna swallow the sword sandwich. You wanna stick around? This just gets more dangerous as we go. Here we go. I need some lubrication. I like water. That was real water. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right. All the way.
Oh my God!
Dude, don't jump like that, man, because you're going to make me jump. That's going to be a big accident that none of us want to deal with it. All right.
I don't even live here.
Get your cameras ready. In between the teeth. Over the gums. Watch out, stomach, because here it comes.
Oh yeah.
Wait till I take it out.
Ready. He really brought it.
Sure, I still got some gas from fire eating. Occupational hazards. Here we go.
Still at that show by that water fountain. Aren't you here watching?
There's still a couple of people that didn't apply. Don't make me point you out.
Well, I thought you were.
Therefore, few of you still weren't amused. So, that's why I'm not going to
Well, he's
do
almost
just
done.
one sword. I'm not doing two swords. I'm not stopping at three swords.
Yeah, I thought you were watching it.
Four swords at once. Five. Hey, give them all a round of applause for coming to that. All right. Now,
What?
I can't
What?
begin to convey to tell you how dangerous this is. About 10 years ago, I was swallowing 6
you
blades,
still there?
and I didn't get them in properly, and it's exactly what it sounded like. It scissored out inside of my throat. Give that young man a round of applause.
Are you there still?
It's exactly what it sounded like. It scissored out in my throat. I ended up with an inch perforation. The sword stopped that far from my carotid artery. I almost died. We're not going to let that happen today. That was a 2-week visit to the hospital with 4 days in ICU and $52,000 later. And if this goes wrong, this goes horribly wrong. I'll be riding on an ambulance to the nearest hospital to save my life. Not going to happen again. Okay, we got to get these things stacked just properly. I don't have any insurance, kid. Obama went away. don't have any insurance, and I'm actually passing kidney stones for the last 2 weeks now, and I'm still out here. I knew I had a high pain tolerance, but I just didn't realize how much. This is what I'm going to be swallowing. Look at all of those swords. That's what I'm going to be getting down. It's a lot of swords. Going all the way down to there. Way down there. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I do digress. I'm sorry, I forgot this part. After the show, I'm going to be selling these beautiful pitch cards, as they were known back in the old days. As they're known now, a postcard. It's got my ugly mug on the front. It's got my contacts and my conquests on the back. I'm going to sign one of these to you personally for only $2. Wow, did he just say $2? Yeah, he said $2. Wow, what a bargain. I'm trying to sell these things. Now, you look it up on eBay. Some of these that are less than 50 years old that are signed by the performers are already worth hundreds of dollars. I'm not kidding. It's because they're dead. We don't have a long shelf life in this field. Here we go.
He's a celebrity.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this all yesterday. I'm going to be doing this tonight, right now. And I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I don't feel right. I don't want to cause anybody here any distress or drama. And I just don't feel safe swallowing the 4 swords. So I hope you understand that I'm not going to do it, because I don't want anybody traumatized. So I hope you understand that I'm not doing that. I won't be swallowing the 4 swords. I apologize. I apologize.
I'm gonna swallow the spike.
Well, I'm going to swallow 5! Had you going, didn't I? Now these have to be stacked just right. Alright, there we go. Now, that's what I'm swallowing. Look at that. Look how many swords that is. I'm going to have to wedge this into my throat. It's a lot of swords. Okay. Lubricant. Living.
Mom, do you know how I can do it without that?
Sorry, I gotta lick them before I stick them. Hey. Get your minds out of the gutter. Here we go. I know I'm getting old when I put things in and spider webs come out. Just to show you they were in my stomach. Ladies and gentlemen, the ancient art of sword swallowing. If you've enjoyed the show, please, if you've enjoyed the show, put your hands high in the air. High in the air. All right. Now reach down into your pockets and purses. my kidney stones and my doctors. God bless. Have a wonderful afternoon at Seaport.
Well, that was actually a surprise. I didn't expect to see that. That guy was actually swallowing swords, and the well, that was quite an interesting event. The guy actually, well, that was actually quite a surprise. I never thought that coming here, I have a guy that's actually going to be. Oh, wait a minute. He has something else.
All right, who didn't put in the hat? Oh, there it is. Give this young man a round of applause.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was actually quite a surprise. I didn't expect to come here and have the actual live performance of a guy actually swallowing swords and actually spitting fire and swallowing fire and spitting it out. I've seen that kind of stuff before on TV, and I've seen it like on America's Got Talent and all kinds of whatever reality type shows of random crazy weird stuff that they show on TV. And I've seen it only on TV, but I've never seen it in person like that. And it's just like what you see on TV, but it's more intense and more amazing to see it in person, actually see someone in front of you actually doing something like that, which is really cool and really amazing. But yeah, coming here in the Seaport Village area, it's quite an entertaining area. Quite a lot to see here, and I didn't know there'd be a live performer too. But he's a person that would travel around and go to different areas to do performance, but I never thought I would bump into this. I mean, what a coincidence to come here for the first time and then to see that. That's cool. That's really cool. So, a lot of things to see here and a lot of things to do. There's more to do, and I don't know what else there is around here, but I'm gonna find out. This is pretty cool so far. So yeah. So yeah, let's see what else there is.